I normally don't make videos like this. And it's not because of sunglasses and eye infection, but because when something doesn't work, I always choose that it's better not to talk about it or give more attention and contribute to the hype than actually make a video about it. So let's see, what do we get? Bravo. You see, I test a lot of AI applications, both for everyday users, but also enterprise users, both for my YouTube channel, but also for our enterprise clients. Half of these things are either fake promises, and it's more related to marketing of the thing, or half-baked products, which relates to the development of a thing. I gave a whole talk about this and how it's actually damaging to people adapting AI. And in many cases, it's like AI startups and it's small teams, small companies. They are trying to do something. So who am I to go and bash them? But it's a little bit different when it's OpenAI. And I think whatever I share with you, whatever I say, it's not going to affect them one little bit. So I have two disclaimers. I'm not saying that GPT-4 Omni is not good or not capable. And two, maybe what I'm about to show you is going to be upgraded soon and I'm going to look like a fool. But my issue and really confusion with this is the fact that they shared examples what GPT-4o can do on their website. Now that I tested each of these examples, I'm not surprised that they did not share any of that in their live demo. And Twitter was full of these examples. Hey, look what new ChatGPT model can also do. And I understand from the content creation perspective, go download the images from the OpenAI website, you make a tweet 2 minutes after the announcement, and you rack up views. I get it, and I might sound judgmental, but it's probably more like I'm jealous. But this is probably what smart people do. What I do is basically overthink, overanalyze, research for hours, and then find things that I'm like, this is not really working, and just abandon video idea altogether. But this time, before we can create, let's imitate and let's take existing examples and just try to create what OpenAI said they have been successful creating. We will go to ChatGPT 4o, and also I'm going to recall my desktop version of ChatGPT right here so that we have a comparison. So again, I have the same model and the same account. And then let's go to OpenAI. Spring update announcement. We can find a bunch of examples of voice that we actually really focused on. Those things are coming soon, so I'm not going to make any comment right now how good or bad it is. We will see. But what I am talking is these examples right here. We have quite a few. One which completely, when I saw, I was like, huh? Like consistent text in ChatGPT, but not only that it's correct text, but it's continuing throughout the images and prompts. I was blown away by this and almost tempted to go to LinkedIn or Twitter and be like, oh my God. But unfortunately, I had to test it, and yeah, let's do this together. This is super easy. We copy the prompt, paste it here. Now it's creating an image. Let's see what we get. As I thought, the text starts to be gibberish. I noticed that it gets the first line. From what it looks, if we compare both, I think the desktop version gets it a little bit better, but it's still gibberish. And the thing is about text and tokens and why AI models struggle to get text. Let me show you something. Recently ran a course on AI image generation, and we talked exactly about this. Why can't AI generate legible text? Super shortly, the simplest explanation I can give you is this. AI doesn't know letters, and it also doesn't know words. It knows tokens, which are fractions of words. In some cases, those fractions of words are a single letter. In other cases, it's a couple of letters. It seems like the gibberish that you get, it's almost like a new language that transformer models invented. There is some studies done, but I don't think anything is really conclusive. But for example, if you generate this gibberish, you are going to get birds. And then if we ask two farmers talking about vegetables with subtitles, what we get is also strange words which are very closely resembling this. So it seems like two farmers are talking about some issues with birds. However, ideogram is actually quite capable at generating consistent text. And it's not surprising because the team behind ideogram come from Google DeepMind research. We know something that the majority of other AI companies don't. Okay, so back to our examples. Let's say this text is fine. Let's look at the next prompt. In essence, the robot should just continue writing and write more text, right? Yeah, here you go. Okay, so the image is completely different and the text is completely gibberish. And yeah, on the desktop version, it's the same. Okay, let's push it a bit more. So let's ask this robot to tear the paper apart. I know it's not going to do that. I tested this so many times and I each time want to be surprised. Yeah, here you go. Consistent image with consistent text. Nope. Another example was like consistent character. And the thing with this one is that, first of all, every time you paste your prompt into DALL-E, it optimizes your prompt. Very smart tricks how to actually let DALL-E follow your prompt verbatim. In this case, they don't do that. And then other thing is that each image has a seed number. And this seed number is almost like think about like a postal code to the style and where in the matrix is the image located. Here, images are shown consistent. So you would think that seed numbers are consistent, but again, using prompts, they are not indicating that at all. In my experiments that you are seeing, each image with different style, characters change, seed numbers change. Yeah, so consistent characters, don't get overexcited about that. This one, when I saw, I was like, damn, this would be so fun. One disclaimer, that the zero prompt input abbreviated, and they don't show what is the first prompt. My guess is the first prompt ends with something like, okay, if you understood, wait for the input of 2 characters that we will create a poster. And from the conversation, if you actually go and take time to look at it, seems like they've been working on quite a few posters and iterations. These faces look quite similar. I wouldn't say that this one, because he has glasses. In this one, he doesn't have glasses, and here seems like a completely different person. But at least this guy has a striking resemblance. When I was testing it, I wanted to create like a poster for the podcast, what we are going to sometime relaunch with my co-founder and co-host Wes Shields. We tested the prompt simple version and then more complex version. I uploaded the character 1, character 2, used variables, delimiters, basic good practices of prompting. And oh my god, first of all, the results were not even close to how we look. More than that, it changed the race of either myself or Wes in the final output. So yeah, my conclusion is that this doesn't work either. Gary the robot is exactly the same as the Sally example. Consistent character didn't work. This example, text, gibberish, it doesn't work. And then you say just make it in dark mode, which is like weird to say it. But anyway, so you get in a dark mode and when you change, number 1, text is complete gibberish. When you ask make in dark mode, is going to create completely different image. But I got to the point that I was able to say convert. And then it used Python in a background that it actually converted in a dark mode. But yep, this example also, and nope, this example, same issue, different seed numbers, didn't follow instructions, absolutely basic prompting. At the end, he has to create audio file. So here, let's play. So this audio file sounds good. When I did it, I asked it, first of all, it said it can't. Then I managed to get it to create a downloadable audio file. It did. It was just silence. I told it that it was silence. And I said to create it, and it created this like robotic sound. Take a listen. Yeah, audio music, but you can just prompt and get sound effects. I think it's aspirational. I guess that is inevitably coming. And another thing that you will notice with AI models, when we generate images, the consistency of symbols is quite challenging. And here it looks like it's like symmetrical. I'm sorry to say this, but for me, this looks like somebody went and photoshopped it. Yeah, I will just leave it at that. Photo to caricature, yeah, I would say it was fine. It didn't create, I didn't manage to get that it would create something that looks specifically like me. Maybe I'm just like generic looking person, but it picked up on skin tone, clothes. I was able to manipulate the stylistics, and it would still keep a composition. So on this one, yeah, ish. Text to font, don't even get me started on this one. I spent so much time trying to recreate this. Again, same point, letters and text. Yeah, I definitely encourage you to go and try to just copy their prompts and try to replicate it. It doesn't work. I don't know what else to say. 3D objects was, okay, you know what? Let's just walk through this 3D objects, just like with our human reasoning. So what they say is a realistic looking 3D rendering of it OpenAI shown below. View 0. Okay, view 0. So for a model, what does view 0 mean? Even if you give to this prompt to like a designer, it's like, okay, view 0. Is this a view 0? Or is it like, you know what? Anyway, when I used to do graphical design, if I would get input like that, I would be like, sorry, what? That output here, you can program that quite easily with a spinning function in HTML, uploading logo for reference. But anyway, I'm not a programmer, but even I know that's quite easily achievable. But okay, I will download both input images. Here at least, there is no any other prompt in the beginning, and it would be strange, but in other ones it showed that there is something in the beginning, but in this one there is nothing. And then there are 4 hidden steps, but this is second output and this is 12th output. I just show it to you. So if I generate this, no reference image, nothing. What they are saying that it's going to generate 3D render, okay? They don't even say here with a black background, and it has black background. They don't indicate the color, the texture. It's just like, okay, realistic. So let's see, what do we get? Bravo. So this is how realistic OpenAI logo looks like on a desktop version. Let's do this on the web version. I'm going to include the examples. I went through the whole process. I created 5 different views and said that please generate like a 3D spinning. Obviously it didn't do that. Then I got the code. I went to that HTML code, basically generated spinning subscribe thingy. It's just for example, let's say we do it again, and then now we say V1. What difference does it do, and how consistent is the logo going to be? And clearly even here, it doesn't even know how OpenAI logo looks like if you don't give it a reference. Yeah. Okay, so please vote in the comments for the new OpenAI logos. It doesn't even make sense to continue here. I think, yeah, the conclusion is nope, brand placement. Yeah, let's do this one. It should be quite straightforward. Okay, we give attachment. Okay, so it's going to do brand placement. Okay, so we are optimistic. I'm optimistic. I'm not condescending. I'm not judgmental. These people are incredibly smart and we do amazing things. My issue is over... Oh, I got distracted. This UI changed. Before it was add Google and Microsoft. Now there are other apps, basically. Stay tuned. Okay, so we are now going to provide context. Okay, that's good. We provide context and then we give instructions, which again, here's the OpenAI logo. On the left, to the left of the text that says about. It's interesting throughout all these examples when we provide visual reference, they also provide text-based reference. Oh, cool. Okay, I have loaded the image. How do you want to proceed with that? I honestly... Okay, let's go. I so want this to work. I want to be surprised. And I want to be like, damn, this is so cool. Step 3. Okay, we're following instructions. Okay. Yep. OpenAI, I think my conclusion is this is your new branding designed by ChatGPT 4.0. Yeah, what can I say? I think this video is going to be so long already. Multi-rendering, yeah, nope. Meeting notes with the audio. Yeah, probably this works. If you once put a little bit of effort to actually lay out what do you mean about detailed summary? What do you need to be covered? How? Like a proper instructions, like a scribe method. You do it once, and then you have a prompt which is unique to you and it works. I think like we're a year and a half into this. I think everybody knows that your input equals your output. So even in this case, yeah, we are showing that this summary is nice and extensive. I don't want to spend time looking and trying to figure out if there is hallucinations, but there is definitely way better ways to summarize meeting notes. Okay, so this is, I promise, this is the last one, and already if you're watching to this point, I'm sorry. In many research papers, this is one of the challenges to keep the consistent variables throughout the images. An image depicting 3 cubes stacked on a table. Easy peasy, right? So here you go, you get GP. How many tokens is GPT? Okay, so it's 2 separate tokens. I think it is GP is 1 token, so it keeps it consistent. Am I right? Yeah. GP is 1 token and T is 2nd token. So that's why it keeps GP consistent and C is separate different token and doesn't know that. I guess what we do to make it consistent, we just paste the same prompt. Let's see what other letter is going to pick up. It's GGP. Oh, yeah. So stacked on one. Oh, yeah. Red, blue, green. So red, blue, green. It didn't follow stacked on one another. It didn't follow the text again, but it kept consistently the color. That's great. And the perspective. Okay, 3, 4. Yeah, we don't have 3 cubes anymore. Just definitely not GPT. It's not stacked on each other. So, okay, congratulations. Thank you for staying with me in this video. It's been, I wish to say exciting or entertaining to make. I really want these things to work. I'm positive. I'm excited. I think examples we show is something aspirational, but I want to see concrete, real examples. I want us to stop selling to general public that these models can do so much without explaining really the fundamentals and basics behind it. That's all.